Hey everybody, welcome back to another deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing my favorite deck, DDW, or Danger Dark World. This deck is actually really good this format as it can main Lava Golem without breaking, because it can use Lava Golem as material for Gates of Dark World and all the other Fiend support. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. I'm going to start off with 2 Lava Golem, 3 bricks way too much, and 1 I don't see enough of, so 2 is really the perfect ratio here in my opinion. We got 3 Rainbow over King of Dark World, because it can search out Grapha and Silva, and it can return a card to your hand to special summon itself, so you can reuse your Dark World effects. Then we got 2 Danger Bigfoot for the extra draw power, and because it's a level 8, so you can make your coach trainer. We got 1 Danger Thunderbird for the same reason as Bigfoot. It does have slightly less stats, and it does not have a pop like Bigfoot. The pop is matchup dependent. Most of the time, Bigfoot is going to get value, but there are matchups where Thunderbird is just kind of useless. Then we got 3 Grapha, because he can pop a card. And because you kind of need him for the deck, because it can return a card to hand, including Rainbow. Rainbow cannot return Grapha, though. So Grapha can return any Dark World card to hand, special summon itself from the graveyard, and when it's discarded, it has a mandatory pop for chain blocking. 1 Danger Nessie, because this is based off my IRL build, and IRL I do not have the money for more than 1. This one I pulled from a Gold El Dorado. But if you could bump it up, you would probably bump this up to 2 or 3. 1 I don't see it enough. We got 2 Silva for, special summoning. It's a free body on the field, and because Ceruli can make it hand loop for 2. This deck is not the hand loop variation, though. This is an OTK variant of my own making. Meaning that you're not going to be hand looping a lot. At most, you'll hand loop for 2. Then we got 3 Danger Mothman. It's a level 4 monster, so you can make Dugaris and Raider's Knight, which can give you your 1 card OTK. Then we got, and when it's discard, it lets both players draw 1 card and discard a card, which is really good. Then we have 3 Snow, Unlight of Dark World. This is here mainly because when she's discarded, she can search anything. Most of the time, what I search is archives. Then we have 1 Beige, Vanguard of Dark World. Beige is a level 4 monster, can special summon itself when discarded. It's honestly really just used to make rank 4s, because those are probably one of the best in the deck. The 3 you do play are amazing: Baguska, Raider's Knight, and Dugaris. You can even sub in Evil Swarm Nightmare if you want, or Abyss Dweller if you really want. Though Abyss Dweller in this format is kind of lacking, in my opinion. We have 1 Danger Chupacabra, because it's a Fiend-type Danger monster that when it's discarded, it can revive back a Danger monster, and it can be pitched off gates. So that's really good. 3 Genta, because it searches off gates and gives you a free body and a free discard, including a draw. It's just amazing. 1 Danger Tsuchinoko, because it's a free discard, free draw, and if it's chosen as a discard, can just special summon itself back. But honestly, it's not one of the better dangers. You could probably cut this for a second Nessie. 1 Tour Guide from the Underworld and 1 Doomdog Octhros. Tour Guide and Octhros are normal summons, and if you can normal summon Tour Guide, then you can special summon Octhros or Ceruli. Most of the time it's going to be Octhros, though. Then we got 1 Danger Jackalope. It has the same effect as every other danger. You can pick a card, and if it's not the Jackalope, you discard it and special summon the Jackalope, then draw a card. But when Jackalope is discarded, you can special summon any danger straight from your deck without locking you into anything, which is really powerful. Then we have 1 Ceruli, Guru of Dark World, because it can discard Silva for the hand loop 3, and it occasionally can destroy itself, and you can revive it with Muckracker, return it to hand with Grapha, or Rainbow to hand loop for 4. It has come up a bit. I have never hand looped for 5 with this deck, though, because it's not going to do it that often. This deck will not hand loop for 5 like at all, because it physically can't. Because I can't afford Akashic Magician or Security Dragon IRL. Alright, then we have Card Destruction, because you can plus Insane off this card. I have plussed insanely off this card personally. There are times I've gotten hands of 10 cards just because I played Card Destruction. Then we got three Dark World dealings. Both players draw a card and discard a card for effect, so it can proc all of these. Everything except for these 4 cards will be procced by Dark World dealings. Just really good. 2 Ascension, especially summon back Grapha, and because the graveyard effect is pretty good. 1 Archives, because you can search just Snow, but you don't want to brick on it. Then 3 Gates, because it's amazing, can banish Genta to revive, and you can shuffle back with Nightmare Unicorns, or Gentas will become alive again. Just a really good card. Then we have 2 Grapha, Dragon Overlord of Dark World. 1 Hope Harbinger, Titanic Galaxy. Because it has a spell negate, this can turn any of your opponent's effects into you discard one, meaning you can trigger Silva or the if discarded by your opponent effects on all your dangers. Coach King Giant Trainer, because it lets you draw 3 and inflict 2400 burn damage. It's amazing. All you need is 3 level 8s and this deck can get that out really easily. Arc Rebellion Dragon is 1 card OTKs. I'm going to show you why in the replay, but it's insane. This card's literally insane. 1 Baguska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. This is for if you brick and need to stall on Baguska Pass, which is honestly a pretty decent board. 1 Raider's Knight to summon out your Arc Rebellion, because it can be made with any 2 level 4 dark monsters, and all your level 4s in this deck are dark. 1 Dugaris the Timeless, so you can make it with your 2 level 4 monsters, and if you have a hand that needs a discard, or a dead hand, you can go Dugaris draw 2. However, if you have a completely dead hand, I feel it is safer to make Baguska than Dugaris in case they have Ash Blossom. So it's just, Baguska is the safer option, Dugaris is if you're sure they don't have anything to stop you. We have 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, because you can link it off with your opponent monsters. It bypasses protection, it's a kaiju basically. Saryuha Skulldread, mainly for the draw 4 if you break. Nightmare Griffin, this is going to be part of your main board, it's the skill drain of the deck. Appaloosa, which is, if you don't want to make Griffin, you can go for Appaloosa for the 4 negates, which might as well be a skill drain, if slightly more powerful. But Griffin can be protected by Muckracker, which is why I prefer Griffin. We got 1 Nightmare Unicorn, because Nightmare Unicorn Shuffle is still really powerful, and because IP Unicorn is really good against certain matchups such as Sword Soul. And 1 Muckracker and 1 IP. IP is for Nightmare Unicorn to make Griffin indestructible. Muckracker is to protect all your cards, and because it can discard 4 effect, triggering your Dark Worlds, and revive a Fiend monster, and most of your deck is Fiend. We have 2 Nibiru, the Primal Being, because I hate Kayla. 2 Raiden, the multi-dimensional kaiju, because I hate Kayla, but want to be prepared for other matchups as well. 3 Droll Lockbird, because I hate Kayla and Runic. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, because I hate spell and trap decks. 1 Called by the Grave, in case they're running a deck that can use D-Shifter, such as Flunderies. 3 Twin Twisters, because amazing in spell and trap decks. And 3 Evenly Matched, because it's probably the best card in the game besides Nibiru currently. Evenly Matched is so underrated, man. I love that they reprinted this card. So yeah, that's the deck, and without further ado, I'm going to show you the replay. Alright, so as you can see in the replay, I'm facing Runic Naturia, a pretty powerful deck, but it stands no chance against the amazingness that is Danger Dark World. Granted, this guy was pretty bad, but I still think it showcases the deck's power, and the card I really like about this deck, and what I really want to talk about. Lava Golem, just amazing card. That was a good Ash here, but thankfully I had the danger in hand. If you're versing Dark World, I'd probably say one of the best Ashes is on Genta. I got really lucky here, I drew another Lava Golem, which is insane. Especially against decks like these that can just play during your turn. It's amazing, I love it. I thought I was going to get a multi-negate board on me. Nah, Arc Rebellion, Lava Golems. There we go. 18,200 attack points. Probably one of the biggest numbers I've ever seen on a monster, unless I'm playing Cyber Dragons. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, click the subscribe button, and share us with a friend who wants to learn the deck. See ya.